Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we continue our career mode on F1 2017. We're into the second season with Toro Rosso driver Ben Waterworth. My name is Ben Waterworth and we're about to bring you one lap qualifying here at the Hungaroring. Best ever qualifying here in Hungary of 20th place. That was back in season 1 of F1 2016. And of course we finished dead last here on the grid last season on our first F1 2017 record, as I've just completely outbraked myself into turn 1 there already. So already it looks as though last place will be where we go. So I've never qualified in the top 20 here in Hungary. So I've only ever been third last, second last and last in terms of my 3 qualifying positions here at the Hungaroring. Having said that, I actually do like this circuit, but it's obviously a bit of a tricky one. It's kind of Monaco without the barriers and the glamour. And we'll see how we go. 17th at the moment, according to that. But of course they want us to be in the top 15, which I doubt we're going to be able to do. Now, as we enter here the second half of the season, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to jinx myself, of course, in race day, that you'll see in just a few moments. But I'm going to aim for 0 retirements in the second half of the season. We want our reputation to go up. We want to get an offer from a new team for our 3rd season. And I've decided that as much as I would like a Red Bull offer, I will happily take a Renault or a Force India offer. So I think they're probably the only other teams that I would accept an offer from at this stage. Haas, probably not. McLaren, Sauber, definitely not. But looks like we might get 18th here, we will. Jeffrey? Oh, shut up. I'm just going to listen to you there, Jeffrey. I'm happy with that, and that's all that matters. We're not last. It's the highest ever we've ever qualified here in Hungary, so I'll gladly take that as of right now. But yes, we're going to see what we can do to get an offer later on in the season, and we'll see how we push that. Now, we're not looking at the grid in terms of on race day, so let's just take a browse here. So, Ferrari 1-2, Vettel Raikkonen, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Ricciardo, Verstappen in their generic 5th and 6th, Massa, Perez, Grosjean, Hulkenberg, no difference here, really in the top 10, Magnussen, Ocon, Alonso, Stroll, Palmer, Sainz, Van Dorn, myself, Verline, and Ericsson make up the top 10, top 20 there. So, let's get into race day, and let's see if we can get some points. I'm going to do that right now. Best ever finish here in Hungary was 11th in Season 1 of F1 2017. So that was last season, just missed out on a point. And after our very strong Britain, we've had consecutive points finishes. Austria and Britain. So, yeah, we'll see how we can fare with this. Last season, this was a string of good results. We didn't have a retirement till Singapore after our retirement in Azerbaijan. So, see how we go here. How are we doing in our rivalry? Well, we're about to lose another one. Still yet to win a rivalry. Oh, and look how quickly your reputation drops down. This is what it's frustrating about this game. Again, it punishes you more for your failures than it does rewarding you for your non-failures, your good moments. So that's I'm finding very frustrating here about F1 2017. It just feels like you can take one step forward, but then you take like 5 steps back as soon as you fail. So that's something that is very frustrating about this game so far. But anyway, having said that, maybe it's just a case of, Ben, you need to learn how to drive better. I can hear you echoing that all at home in watching this. Well, we're going to dry race. That's positive. So let's get into this Hungaroring. I believe we're going to be on the outside in 17th place. Will we not be? If I'm getting my calculations correctly. As we have, oh no, we're on the inside. Okay, that's good. Alright. Let's do this. Hungary, got my teammate directly in front of me. 5 lights. It is action in Hungary. Now, as always, look out for the Saubers behind me because they'll generally get a little bit intimate with me as they have a lot of the time this season. Already getting overtaken there by one of them. And we're going to go here into turn 1. No. Oh, no, he has damaged the front wing. Oh, shit, motherfucker. And I get a penalty for it. Well, this is Bahrain all over again. And once again, we go in there. And I have to say that wasn't necessarily Bahrain over again because I saw my braking point. It just didn't necessarily stick to where I wanted it to be. Now, we'll just get a bit of a feel for the car here. We're obviously dead last. The car's actually not feeling too bad in terms of whether we might be able to catch up to some of these guys in front of us. We're going to aim for 17th here. We're not too far off the back of them, so I think we might stay out. I was going to just pit and just troll around in the back with a car that at least feels good. But I think we can actually stay out. Again, you know, your pit, you're basically going to end your race because you're not going to catch any of the cars. But if you stay out, it might risk me going wide or something or crashing out. Yeah, I think we're just going to, we may as well stay out here. Obviously, it's a 5-lap race here on Casual Gamer Oz, so what's the worst that can happen? I've got a 2-second penalty, so I've got to somehow get up to 17th and then try and get a 2-second gap on whoever I manage to overtake. So, again, we can take a positive that we haven't retired, but yeah, that was a very frustrating start after the good 2 races we had in Austria and especially in Britain. How good of a start that was in Britain. So we're 3.7 seconds off Marcus Ericsson. So we'll see how we go in terms of catching him. How's our fuel mix looking? Oh god, we've got plenty. We'll put it up to rich mode. Again, nothing to lose. If we don't catch him, we'll just whack it down to the slowest mode there, and that way we can just, I don't know, just troll around. Troll-lol-lol-lol. Try and get rid of this bloody thing, clear off there. Because 17th position really will just meet the team's objectives, which, you know, gets me a bit more on the reputation scale. But, yeah, as we talked a little bit about in one of our previous videos in terms of the remaining races, I really feel it's only really Japan that's probably my weakest circuit going forward. That may be Belgium, which of course is the next race. But I've generally done okay in Belgium, despite the fact that, you know, I'm not exactly the best driver when it comes to it. So it's generally really this circuit. It's kind of the opposite. Like, I talk up Belgium as one that I'm not particularly good at, but I've done alright. I talk up this circuit as one that I'm good at, and I just don't do anything good here. So it's kind of interesting. But it really looks like we're not going to catch these Saubers. And we're just going to take a huge step back here. And this is, again, what I was talking about in qualifying, that you just seem to get punished more for doing worse than you do for getting rewarded for doing better. Which, again, is just so frustrating in this game that I've found so far. Kind of feel like you're really not moving too forward in terms of the ultimate development of where you can be and everything along those lines. Just a little bit of a nitpick, really, so far, and otherwise a very good game. And we are just getting nowhere in this chase right now. We're in no man's land, dead last. Not even gaining, it seems, on Verline. It's just, again, this front wing damage just does get a bit of the feels going in terms of the bad feels. Slightly ahead there, it seems, and we just once again get the curbing on that chicane. Is very difficult to keep control of it when you do go into that corner. Just hold on to it there. Just the frustration levels going high after you just do that in this race. It's just hovering around that 4-second mark, isn't it? Nowhere near where we need to be in order to get it. I think Bottas is leading this Grand Prix, by the way. He started 3rd or 4th. It was a Ferrari front row, so good start there by Valtteri. I don't think he's won a race in this season yet, has he? It's not really in the championship battle. And yeah, we are nowhere. We are nowhere in this race. 4.2 seconds. Absolutely nowhere. So the frustration levels are getting high. How's our fuel looking? Nah. Well, again, it doesn't really matter. Just trolling around. At least, as I said, we don't want any retirements. I mean, last is last. It's better than a retirement. Because then your reputation goes down even further. But it's not like my reputation is going to get sullied by finishing last anyway. And obviously a penalty. I'm down to 3.8, so I've gained 5/10 on Verline at that point. So that's something, I guess. Can we take the chicane clearly? Let's see what we can do here. No, we can't. Of course we can't. That's a silly statement there, Benjamin. Looking forward to Italy, though, because obviously I tend to do okay in Italy. A high-power circuit in a car that really doesn't have that much power. We're obviously developing that engine as best we can. And, yeah. See how that plays out and see if Belgium could be at 4.7 seconds. Let's box. We've got, whoa, pay attention to the road, man. Pay attention to the road, man. We're going to pit. I mean, it's one lap. Why not? Nothing else to lose. Set a fast lap. fresh tyres and a front wing. Just for shits and gigs here on Casual Gamer Oz. We're not going to catch the guy in front, so we may as well go in for a bit of the shits and gigs and shits, my gigs and my nigs. That sounds probably very inappropriate, but anyway. This is our first pit stop in F1 2017. I think it might be. I'm pretty sure it is. There we go. Nice view there for you. Just thought we'd have a bit of a gander. There we go. Out we go. And we are set to continue on for one more lap. Pit strategy complete. We didn't have a pit strategy there, Jeff, because it's a 5-lap race, so you don't need to pit. So let's just go balls out on the last lap. Can we set? We're not going to set a fastest lap, but maybe we can set a purple sector somewhere. That would be nice. I'm just not going to push it too much, so we're going to end up in the wall, because otherwise then that was a complete waste of time. Now the car feels a lot better in terms of taking it through these turns. Raikkonen sets the fastest lap, as he often does, and Raikkonen wins the Grand Prix. Oh, I thought it was Bottas. Well, we got one Finn winning it. So that's good for Ferrari and the Constructors. Not good for Vettel's Championship challenge, though. Has to be said. So we saw last year Kimi just refusing to move over for Seb. Bit of an oversight there by Codemasters in terms of if you want a realistic championship. But, okay, I guess they can't be perfect, but come on. Kimi taking off points from Vettel. Obviously that nearly happened, of course, in the real Hungarian Grand Prix in 2017, didn't it? I don't think we're going to set a purple sector here. We're actually quite slow. Anyway. We're going to finish last in the Hungarian Grand Prix in a very disappointing race. The positives is that we finished the race. The negatives is that we just once again lost it in the first corner. And has been a trope this season. We either retire in the first lap or tend to throw it away in the first corner. So started 18th, finished last. Very disappointed, but again, a finish is a finish. So we'll at least take that on board. And moving forward, we'll see how we can go with that. Let's obviously Raikkonen would have won this race. Hopefully Vettel would have gotten second, and it looks like he hasn't, but oh well. So we're just going to take a look at this replay to see what actually happened in the start. And I was pretty satisfied with my start there, even though I got overtaken by the Sauber, and looks like I got overtaken by the McLaren there too, 4 abreast coming into turn 1. And I'm just going to come straight down here, and it's just the brakes. If I had to... goodness me. I'll tell you one thing, if I had held on to that, it was massive in the last race that I managed to avoid, wasn't it? So if you take a look at where I would have been, I would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would have been like in 6th place, similar to Britain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would have been up there in 6th place if I had made that move stick. But I didn't, and there we go. So Raikkonen wins from Bottas, Hamilton, Vettel dropped all the way down to 4th, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Massa, Perez, Grosjean. The standings, well, bad news is we've dropped to 10th, and we're not going to get that 8th place that we want. We're only on 20 points, not even halfway to our tally from last season. So this is so far a disappointing season. Hamilton leading now only by 8 points, and as I said, taking away the points. But Raikkonen now right in this championship, only 11 points behind. Bottas, Ricciardo, Verstappen, Massa, Perez, Grosjean up there in 9th, and myself in 10th. Constructors-wise, still just behind Haas there, but Ferrari leading it quite comfortably over Mercedes, Red Bull, Williams, Force India, Haas, us, Renault, and of course McLaren and Sauber. No score as of yet. We'll be back, of course, for the Belgian Grand Prix. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and everything else in the meantime. We appreciate your company here on Casual Gamer Oz, and we'll speak to you from Belgium. Good night.